Salute Squad, Fly High Productions, and I am Mr. Follow Up. Today we covering the Young Thug YSL RICO trial. And we got Trontavious Stevenson on the stand right now. And he took lunch break. I guess this day afternoon break, and now we back in trial. We gonna pick it up where we left off. This is part 6. Again, like I said, this is part 6. You might want to go back and check out part 1 through 5. That way you're not lost in the saucer. But like I said, we got straight what is it? Trontavious Stevens on trial. We back in the courtroom, y'all. Picking up where we left off. Salute. Well, we wait on them to get started. Hit that like button for me. Let's get these videos out there. YouTube ain't showing me no love. I need to get in the algorithm, y'all. I need that algorithm. Hit the like button.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We got a couple more people coming out. Be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, Ms. Levy, you may continue with your examination, madam.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Stevens, we're almost done. Mr. Stevens, I'm showing you what has already been admitted as State's Exhibit 23. Uniform. And I'll just ask you, is State's Exhibit you and this indictment contained herein, is this the indictment that you pled guilty to?
Yes.
And did you plead guilty to count 1 of this indictment?
Yes.
All right. And starting after the letter C, would you read up until thereof to what you pled guilty to?
For the said accused together with unindicted co-conspirators in the state of Georgia and county of Fulton on or between the 24th day of January 2013 and the 8th day of May 2022 did unlawfully conspire to acquire and maintain directly and indirectly an interest in and control of United States currency and other personal through a pattern of racketeering activity in violation of OCGA 1614-4, and while associated with an enterprise did unlawfully conspire to conduct and participate in directly and indirectly such enterprise through pattern of racketeering activity in violation of as described below and incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein contrary to the law of said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof.
All right. Thank you. I'm handing you now what has been admitted as State's Exhibit 16 uniform. Copy thereof. And ask you if you would read for the jury factual acknowledgement number 10 and number 11 out loud.
On February 4, 2021, defendant participated in a group chat with YSL founder Jeffery Williams, aka Young Thug, and YSL associate Wanted Lee, aka Slime Like Shawty, wherein Jeffery Williams stated, YSL rule the world, kid. Y'all just start bringing me the money. Man, y'all stop playing with me. On May 13, 2021, defendant participated in a group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffery Williams, aka Young Thug, and YSL associate Martinez, Arnold, Miles, Farley, Trontavious, Greer, and Tommy was Sumner and Wanted Lee, wherein Jeffery Williams asked y'all ain't beat him up or shot him yet. Then state y'all getting soft.
All right. As to factual acknowledgement number 12 and 13, would you read those two out loud, starting with 12, and then stop after 12 and then 13?
The gas station at 151 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs. The gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs.
I'm showing you what has already been admitted as State's Exhibit 82J. Showing it to the defendant. And I'll ask you if you recognize that as 151 Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah.
Would you please publish? Bit larger. Would you tell the jury who this is in the brown hoodie in the middle of the screen?
BB.
Is that Durante BB?
Yeah.
And showing you State's Exhibit 81J, please publish. Would you tell the jury who that is?
Darius Ford.
And I don't want to get too far into it because I know he was close to you, but how did Mr. Ford die?
He got shot.
And Mr. McMillan?
Yeah, he got shot too.
I'm showing you now State's Exhibit 157N, as in Nancy, as in
November.
November. Would you tell the jury if you recognize that as 221 Cleveland Avenue?
Yes.
And showing you 162 November? Is that 221 Cleveland Avenue facing Cleveland Avenue?
Yes.
Thank you. Just one moment. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. That's all I have for now. Thank you, Ron.
Cross. Mr. Sharp? Say again?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, Mr. Steele, go right ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Stevens, you are the youngest of 3 children to your mother. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And you told us, an older brother who I believe is 34 years of age. Is that right?
Yes.
And he works with Argo Cement.
Yes.
You have another older brother who works, he's 33, right?
Yes.
And he works with the Clorox company.
Yes.
And then you today are approximately 30 years old. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And your 2 brothers and you each have different dads. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And you didn't know your father at all till well into your teenage years. Is that true?
Yes.
And God forbid, your mother passed when you were 18 months. Is that right?
Right.
Now, you told the jury some of your upbringing, and it's always been in Cleveland Avenue area. Is that fair to say, of Atlanta?
Yes.
And I'd like to talk about some of your education and what went on during school, all right?
Yes.
Do you remember, and I understand you're not good in math, so you just tell me if this is right or not, okay? You remember being in the 6th grade, being about 11 years of age approximately?
Yeah.
Somewhere like 11, 10, 12 years old. And you were born on April 26th of 1993. True?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're approximately 11, would you think through with me, would that be year like 2004 in the 6th grade?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you remember your teacher doing what I'll call a science experiment in the 6th grade? And do you remember that you liked that science experiment and wanted to do it yourself? You wanted to duplicate it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the chemicals didn't match up and your chemical compound exploded. You've described in the past as like a bomb. Is that right?
Yeah.
And for trying to do that experiment, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury what happened to you.
I was arrested and expelled from school.
And is that the first time that you went to the what you called, I think you call it juvenile detention center? If not, just tell the jurors what you call it.
Yeah, juvenile detention.
And some of them may know what it is, but that's a jail.
Yeah.
And for juveniles, it's people under 17 and younger. Does that sound right? You can say till older, but that's generally right.
Yeah, 21, I think. Yeah, 21, I think.
Could be up to 21 years of age and younger, right?
Yeah.
And you're in there at 11. Fair
Yeah.
to say? True.
True.
And before being taken into this juvenile detention center at age 11, you were living with your two brothers and your grandmother, your mother's mother, your grandmother on your mother's side. Is that true?
Yes.
And so, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, know your grandmother, hardworking person, right?
Yes.
You still live with her. Is that at times? Is that true?
Nah, I stay with her.
And she worked most of her career at different laundromats. Is that true?
Yes.
And she would take in the clothing, she'd wash the clothes, she'd do whatever it takes in the laundromat, if you know what she did.
Yeah.
Okay. And because she was working so hard, if you remember, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury how many times she was able, I'm not saying she did it to be callous or mean, but how many times did she come visit you in that juvenile detention facility?
When she could.
Couldn't hear you.
When she could.
Would the answer be, and I understand when she could, but would the answer be 0?
No.
Okay. All right. Now, you spent approximately a year, is that true, in the juvenile detention center?
And I was in and out of so my whole juvenile.
No, I'm talking about just
Hey, what?
the first time.
Oh, no, not the first time.
Were you sent home or were you put into a group home?
I eventually got sent to a group home.
Okay. And tell ladies and gentlemen jury what a group home is.
A house where a group home. A house with other like juvenile delinquents, I guess, so they won't have to keep you in jail at such a young age. So they send you to a home, a group home with other people, yeah, juvenile delinquents.
You eventually got returned to your grandmother's home and lived with your two brothers. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And were you if you were approximately 11 years of age when you went into the juvenile detention center in 6th grade, were you approximately 2 years later, about 13 years of age, when you went back to school and lived with your grandmother and two brothers?
Yeah, that seemed about right.
Okay. And then in the 8th grade,
Don't go nowhere, squad. Y'all know we got more. I'm gonna cover this story, or at least this witness here, until he off the stand. But until then, y'all hit that like button for me, man. Let's get these videos out there in the algorithm. YouTube ain't showing me no love. So hit that like button for me. Let me get these videos out there. Salute squad, Fly High Productions. This is Mr. Follow Up.